All right, now I will be brief because these two talked about baseball and wrestling respectively. I'm not aiming to see if I can make my story a lot better because, frankly, it probably won't. And me personally, I don't care. So I'm going to be talking about stories that these two can actually chime in on. I'm going to talk about the Denver Broncos tendering Brandon Marshall and Kyle Orton as, first round tenders? I mean, they tendered 5. Now, me personally, I would have tendered Tony Scheffler a first rounder, but they tendered him a second rounder. But they say if they want to trade away Kyle Orton, if any team wants them, they would have to give up a first rounder just for him. You want to know what I think of that?
Set up. That basically guaranteed that Kyle Owen will be back on the team next year.
I know.
I say trade him to the Raiders. We'll take him.
You take anybody.
Okay, now back to what I was saying.
He'll take Curtis Painter. You want him?
Ooh.
We'll take him too.
You want John Kidner?
I'll take him.
Y'all better stay.
All right, now back on the subject. Like Brandon Marshall, yes, we all know that he's one of the elite receivers coming in the league. Came out of UCF.
Top 5.
What? Excuse me?
I say top 5.
Okay. Me probably. Yeah, top 5 big receivers, but
top 5 overall.
I don't know about that. But me personally, yeah, I would give. Yeah, I mean, he's good for catching 100 balls per season. I mean, yeah, he did get 20. He did get 20 catches against the Colts. 21, excuse me, 21 for 200 yards. And he's also ate up Antonio Cromartie. He's eaten Antonio Cromartie's ass up 2 straight years. And where did Cromartie come from? Florida State. And they're right now he's on the trading block.
Yes, he is.
Could end up anywhere. Unfortunately, he could end up with my team, but we don't need him. And
Dallas needs any help they can get.
Oh yeah, whatever. Like I was saying, Brandon Marshall, I would give up a first rounder for Brandon Marshall if I really needed Brandon Marshall. But in other words, I would just draft me a receiver. I wouldn't go older. But
the Rams need to.
Okay.
The Rams can do it.
But okay,
the Rams need anything.
The Rams need everything. Not anything.
The Rams will not be good for another 5 years.
Only 5?
Because they've sucked the past 10.
Well, I wouldn't say it sucked.
Since the show,
since Great Show on Turf, since they got rid of everybody,
they stink.
When they got rid of Kurt Warner,
they
stink. That's about when it started too.
That's when the wheels on the when Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk.
Marshall know when they got out.
Oh, he know when they got out. After
he
took that hit from DeMarcus Ware, he knew better. He retired as soon after that game was over. But would you give up a first rounder for a particular player, i.e. Brandon Marshall or any other premier player in the league, if your team really needed it? Or do you want to stick to the draft?
I always say stick to the draft. Mainly because, you don't know what a certain guy can do for your team.
Yeah.
Like you always say, Randy Moss was always, he was great in Minnesota. He was a Cowboys killer. But when I say if he ever played for the Cowboys, he would suck. Because the Cowboys wouldn't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. If we would have got just say we got Randy Moss in his prime, then it'd be a different story. But now, his production level would be crap.
Moss got drafted into a good place.
Yes.
That
was another player that got this, sent over for almost nothing.
Great place. Mm-hmm. He was in a great place. But it depends. If you're a team that I would say that went to the playoffs, like the Jets.
Yeah.
And you have all the pieces you need on that defense. You have all the good pieces you need on that offense. You got a young quarterback. I don't know why the hell you releasing Thomas Jones, which mind boggles me. But just for $3 million, that's a damn shame. But either way it goes, you have a great tight end or an up and coming good tight end.
Justin Kelly.
And then you really don't have just a premier receiver.
Jericho Cotche's been consistent. Yeah, he's not premier.
But he's a consistently backup.
Yeah, and
he can't be a
It's more like he can't be a number one.
And Braylon Edwards, he got
almost like a
thrown in there at that time.
But we don't know what Braylon Edwards will even return to the team next year.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's the thing. Braylon Edwards is a free agent come Friday.
Yeah.
He ain't going back to Cleveland.
So for the
Yeah,
Jets,
he won't
I
go
can
back to
see them.
Cleveland.
The Jets, I
LeBron
can
won't
see
have
them getting a receiver. I can see them getting a receiver, and Brandon Marshall can do good in that system because they run first, so they can hit him with the play action. And Brandon Marshall, bam, pretty good place. Or I wouldn't say this, but the Bengals, because Chad Johnson wants another receiver to complement
But
him.
he's
also
lobbying
wants
for
T.O. He also wants T.O.
But I think he might even do better with Brandon Marshall because they're pretty good friends. I mean,
they're pretty good.
Rain,
I mean,
friends.
the
They're
offense
pretty
is
good
great.
friends.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all depends. I would say a team that has a lower draft pick than the first round, a late draft pick in the first round that needs a real good receiver.
All right.
I tell you.
All right, now, a quick question. I mean, this is just your opinion. Now, just say if your team needed something, like, for your favorite player in the league right now, what would you give up to have him on your team? I mean, I know you've had Moss before, but if you had to choose someone else.
For my Raiders, first and foremost, they better not trade Osmar. And if you did trade Osmar, you better get Reeves. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it
That's
wouldn't
true.
make no sense because Osmar is more of a man-on receiver. And Reeves, he plays man, but he can also play zone. But the Raiders...
See, Alson's more physical.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Being 6'2", about 230, he's a man-up receiver. Man-up corner,
All it is really would be a shutdown for a shutdown corner.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But I would rather keep Austin Line. Plus, he's a fan favorite there. He's the only fan favorite there. But for anybody for the Raiders, of course, we need a quarterback, plain and simple. Quarterback, O-line. We got
D-line.
We got young receiver. Our defense is decent.
Yeah.
We can get by with our defense a little bit, but the quarterback has to be changed.
So pretty much what he's saying is getting rid of Russell, getting rid of Gallery.
And you know what? We possibly can get. You know what? Well, we really can't get a quarterback because Jamarcus Russell got a big ass contract.
Yeah.
So
well,
whoever
hold on.
we
Is
draft
this
in the
coming-
first round,
is
they're
this-
gonna have to.
He's got one more year on his rookie contract.
They're gonna have to take.
So y'all still have to, man, y'all gonna take that big cap hit this year.
Yeah, we.
So y'all got, I think he's over, almost 12?
Yeah, it stinks. It sucks. That's
All right.
what happens when you go to LSU and they don't teach you how to read coverages.
All right, Cleveland. For what player in the NFL would you give up? Name, like, what player in the NFL would you give up? Like,
Well, my favorite player already played for my team,
okay.
in Peyton Manning.
But if you had to bring somebody else in?
But if I had to bring anybody else in, be Andre Johnson. It would be Andre Johnson.
Can you give us a reason why?
One of the top 5.
Because he is a great receiver, keeps his mouth shut. He would fit in with the Colts perfectly because Colts receivers don't talk a lot of smack on you publicly. They let they play determine how they talk. You know what I mean? So he would fit in perfectly there, and and that's a big target for Peyton Manning to throw to.
Yeah.
I love Reggie Wayne, but I would give up Reggie Wayne for Andre Johnson.
I would too.
I would do that.
Well, it's a you for you, so.
Reggie Wayne ain't even top 5.
Yeah, Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne's is a great receiver, good hands receiver and everything, but he just can't. He can't
when
do.
you had Marvin-
He can't do what Andre Johnson can.
Yeah.
He can. So if I would have to choose any player to bring to my team for just anybody, I would say bring in Andre Johnson to Indianapolis. For of course, for give up our number 1 in Reggie Wayne
Yeah. Me personally.
and Hank Basket, but he don't be.
Oh, God. No.
Who's the number 1 receiver in the league?
Right now?
Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson.
Okay, but that's, oh man, I'm in the crowd. I'm in the cross between Andre Johnson and Fitzgerald.
I say either
It's either one.
You can't
or
lose.
Brandon Marshall. Them are my 3.
Because either way, you can't lose. But me personally, if I had to choose, like, to bring someone into Dallas, it would probably I would probably go with D'Angelo Williams for Marion Barber. I like D'Angelo Williams. Been watching ever since he was at Memphis. Ed Reed at safety because, man, we need a safety like nobody's business.
JB, you only get one, man.
Well, it's my
They
story.
only got one.
No, it's
They
my
only
story.
got one. They only
No.
You gave them one. You don't get one too.
That's my story, though. My story is not as long as theirs were. Well, fine. Let's just go on the shots out and thumbs down. I'm gonna give a thumbs down.
Well, you can give your thumbs down after this break.
All right, fine. I'll give my thumbs down after this break.